Hello, and welcome to the channel. Welcome. My name is Hannah, and like other introverts, I absolutely love get to know you games and self-introduction sessions. So let's get started. As I said before, my name is Hannah. I am an Australian. I'm living in Australia, obviously, and I am a whole 27 years old. Even though I have this baby face. I once went to a writers' convention and they all thought I was like 21 or something at the time. They thought I was like 15, 16. So, you know, I just keep telling people that I'll look fabulous when I'm like 50, 60. If I reach there. So, I don't know, the fun facts is that I'm the only daughter in a family of 5 kids. So, that might contribute to my sense of humor. And yeah, I adore penguins. We'll get to the booktube side of things with this tag, but I'm also a writer, and also I like listening to and watching K-pop and Korean dramas and fun detective shows and things like that. So, a wide range of interests, but today we're doing the newbie booktube tag. So, let's get down to it. So, the first question of the booktube newbie tag, I will stop saying that, is why did you start the channel? Currently, I am partway through indefinite journey with chronic fatigue. And I'm another chronic illness girly. We're here. So I've got that, and I also do writing, but my brain, as I say many times, my brain is not braining half the time due to fatigue and the side effects. So I really enjoy video editing and reading, so I decided why not do that in a sort of booktube vloggy kind of style. So here we are. This is mainly for like a video diary kind of thing, and if I happen to meet some lovely beings along the way, that's the upside. Otherwise it's for friends and family and myself to look back on, see what I'm doing, because sometimes with chronic illnesses you're like, what have I done? What have I done? Other than sleep and rest and do all the things that are necessary for recovery. That's why I made this channel. Question 2 is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? Well, I'm me, so I guess that's unique. And otherwise, I guess a very sarcastic sort of Australian humor, lightheartedness. I mean, this feels like interview questions where they're like, what can you bring to the business? And you're like, I can work. Yeah, I'm me, so that's what I'm gonna bring. That's unique. What am I most excited to bring to this channel? Well, I find myself funny, which is really cringe. I'm most excited about just reading some books, getting into a pattern, editing videos, and I just find fun in that. So in those simple things, I'm just excited about that side of things. Of course, it would be fun if I found some people, fellow peoples that like the same books, because I have very strange taste. Not really strange taste, just different from, like, they're not BookTok books. That's my forewarning. I'm not gonna be reading all the popular ones. it's very rare that I find any that I'm like, oh, let me watch that. So, but yeah, for excitement, just being able to have some creative outlet. That's about it. Now, this next one, very broad subject, but why do you love reading? Well, my family have always been readers, except for my dad. He's an avid I don't read person that reads like the Bible and the odd other book, but he did used to read like books to us as kids. So, and recently he's been a real doll and we've been watching like TV shows and movies, and he's been reading some older books to me while I've been struggling with this chronic illness. So shout out to Dad, who doesn't read, but he reads for me, so that's important. And otherwise, I just love it because it distracts from the real world, but it's also just, I like things with a bit of humor, a bit of lightheartedness, where the good guys win, because the world is full of bad guys that always win, and you're like, can good win? Oh, just a smidge. So books that have that's pretty good. And just that feeling of loving people even though they're fictional. You're like, people, fictional ones. That's why I love books. It's escape. It's just good fun, entertainment at its finest. Also, I'm a image mind, imaginative picture mind. So when I read things, it's like a movie. And who doesn't love movies? What book or series got you into reading? This is really out there, but I'll put a picture up here. It was called the Sugar Creek Gang series. And they were like a Christian mystery series, and they were really small, but I started reading them and just continued reading them. I also, the books that got me into reading were like Peanut and Walnut and something else books. That's a joke. They're readers. But otherwise that one, and then Mum and Dad used to read to us all the time, but Mum used to read the Little House books, Little House on the Prairie books, and other books which would take time to list, and the brain's not braining. So, because I'm planning to reread old books that I used to read and haven't read for a long time, so I'm planning to reread. So you'll probably see that on the channel. So look forward to that. Now the next one we have is, what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? Other than, can we be friends? There's really nothing. We each have our own styles, I feel, and I'm sure with editing and stuff, that's all stuff you sort of learn along the way, your own styles. But yeah, other than, can we all be friends? At the moment, obviously, I can't really travel or socialize because I just love watching people get together, and honestly, I would love to do that too. Whether it's writing people or authors or readers. Let's all just get along. Visits, travel, meeting people. That's the kind of fun stuff I like. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Fatigue. But that's more a life struggle. I'm not trying to achieve much. I'm just here. I'm just gonna do what I enjoy, and those who also enjoy it will join along. I don't really have any pressure or can't see any hardships other than my own physical and mental drains. So that's about it. I see myself being my biggest hardship. So, when did you start to read? Well, when I was a child. my mother taught me my ABCs. And from there, we all went on to discover a whole new world of words through the Peanut and Walnut books. And then from there, other books and parents reading to me and brothers reading books that I wanted to read and all that sort of fun stuff. I have more recently, like I had a gap there where I wasn't reading many books at all. You put it aside, you don't have time for it, or you have time that you spend on other things. And so I recently just got back into reading. It's probably why I'm starting the channel now. I was reading like manga ages ago too, but I stopped that. So yeah, it's really within the last year or so that I've gotten back into more regular reading. But yeah, I've always been a reader and writer, so hand in hand, writing means reading. Where do you read? Wherever I am. Mostly on the couch or in the sun. I like sitting outside in the sun. It's probably where I do my most of my reading, is wherever I can find a seat outside in the sun for like an hour before the sunlight gets the best of me, on the couch or outside in the sun. I'm not really a bed reader, so it's mostly elsewhere. So the next question is, what kind of books do you like to read? I used to read a lot of like mystery books, like children's detective books, like Enid Blyton books. Trixie Belden and Nancy Drew. They were my like childhood books. Just old books. Like classics that aren't classics. No, I mean like there's this Australian series by Mary Grant Bruce, and so they're called the Billabong series. But yeah, the series like old Australian series. And then I realized I haven't really read many fantasy books other than A Ranger's Apprentice, which again is by an Australian author, John Flanagan. Which we can discuss at another time about John Flanagan's books. Nothing bad. It's just he killed off all the women in the series I was watching, and none of the couples had kids, and so I was like, John, what are you doing, John? Yeah, more recently, some other fantasy books. K.M. Shea books, which I'll show in like a wrap-up. A wide range of clean fiction, mostly. I have dabbled in romance, but it requires a lot of skipping. And it loses something. When you're skipping about 50% of the book, it loses its, readability. So, but I also read manga and manhwa. I'm really into isekai stories, which is pretty much girl in the real world ends up getting hit by a truck usually, and ends up in like a book she was reading. And it's the funniest. Like, I like when the girl just has a bit of oomph behind her. And everything is just easy because she knows what's coming. The only part is, most of the time, they're a bit dumb when it comes to romance side of things. But we can oversee that for the good ones. There are a lot out there, but I think I found the good ones. So I'll share them with you. With manga, I've got Yona of the Dawn. Blue Dragon holds my heart. And I also have Skip Beat, which is a series I don't think many know, but it's about a actress and an actor and like the show business, and it's just so funny and yet cool. She's a strong female with lead, but she loves the people she's loyal to, and I think that's really it. I like characters that have a bit of loyalty to them, And I like my blokes to have golden retriever energy and my girls to have golden retriever energy with a hint of they know what they're doing. I hate weak characters, like weak female that are like, oh, let's just go, oh, I'm in love, let's just do dumb stuff, which we will get to in our yearly wrap up. Anyway, I think that went off the rails there, but you'll be able to see what kind of books I read as I read them, because that's what we're here for. Final question. What does your book collection look like? It looks like books on a shelf and in a Kindle app. No, I've got several. I like collecting series. If it's in a series, I love to have my collection all together, all the same size, all the same version. But I realized that half my collection I have the series to because they all look pretty, but I haven't read them all. In fact, I have read very few of the series that I have. But I also have a lot of Trixie Belden books and a lot of other older books. I can just show you the books when I'm in my actual house. This is not my house. It looks beautiful. This is one of my sister-in-laws and obviously my brother's house, but my sister-in-law does the decorating, so she gets the praise. So this isn't my house. So I will show you my book collection and I'll add it now. We did go through these in my monthly vlog, but I've got my Yoner the Dawn collection here, up to number 30, and so I've just got these two on display because, well, it's Blue Dragon and AO, but you know, he's best lad, and then this one's just, it's just pretty. Anyway, so that's that collection I've got there. Boop. And then over here we've got the first one of Stepmother's Marching, which I think there are two out, but Amazon doesn't sell, like it's gonna release them later for some reason, and so then I'm just confused. And then these are the two Goblin books from the K-drama, but like book version, and they are in Korean, so I can't really read them, but one day. And then up here I have the OST of Doom at Your Service, and then the two script books, and they're just really pretty. Again, cannot read them, but they are technically books that can be read. So, and here are my next lot of shelves. This side is K-pop, this side is books. I'll probably change it around when I move to the next place, but some things are in boxes, some books are in boxes, and all that, as you know, is per usual. So these are my Throne of Glass books, and so I've got all of that, and then Tower of Dawn down here, because annoyingly it doesn't fit. Unless I lie it on top, and I hate that look. I could display one, I suppose, but then it would cover half the, you know, the challenges. And then down here, I do have the first Del Toro Quest book that usually goes there, but it's at my mom and dad's because mom was reading it. And then the Infernal Devices. Now these were gifted to me, and I'm partway through Clockwork Angel, but I reached a bit that annoyed me, and I don't know whether I can push through. And so then I've got Daughter of the Pirate King. I think it's a duology, but I don't have the next one, obviously, so that's that. Then I've got the Anne of Green Gables series. It's missing like Chronicles of Avonlea, but that's all of them. Then I've got these ones, which I got for Christmas, and this is an album. It's it's not actually a book, but it fits there nicely for now. So that's that. And then down here, I'm reading Harry Potter for my best friend, and so that's my series. And I am up to The Order of the Phoenix. I do have Howl's Moving Castle and Trixie Belden books that are in boxes. Welcome back. That about does the book tag. There's not many personal questions in there, but as for the bookish side of me, that's a few questions. I feel like you can talk all day about like different books you like and all that, but for now, that does it. That's a good amount of questions, a good amount of time talking. My plans are to do a 2023 book wrap up. It will probably be spoilery. I see this channel as probably having spoilers, but I'll probably do like chapter bits where the first part is non-spoilery, and then for us who like spoilers or just enjoy actually hearing more about why they like or dislike books, I'll have like a spoiler section in there as well. Anyway, so 2023 books, and then maybe a TBR, but I'm a mood reader, so it changes every second. Whatever I'm feeling like. So we'll just see. I also will probably do like monthly vlogs, which doesn't really have anything to do with BookTube, but that's the plan. And that kind of thing. So it's going to be a journey. If you're just here for book vlogs and that sort of thing, it will probably have it in the title. But otherwise, welcome to my life as a bookish writer girl. So, thank you, BookTube, for having me. So, other than those quick questions, I'm sure you'll learn about me through my other videos and stuff. And yeah, I guess I'm still figuring out how all this will be. It's going to be a learning experience about what I kind of want this channel to be. But for now, that's it. We did it! Yay! Now it's time to go have a nap. But for now, I'll see you. Bye-bye!
126